Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Shout out to all my gods and goddesses checking out this video. I am C, the spiritual goddess, here for a special video. Yes, gods and goddesses, I am so sorry about the last chat here or the last live stream. I was having technical difficulties, guys. Oh my gosh. Let me go ahead and put the poll question in because I really want to hear from you all today. Let me see. So today we are going to be talking about the Tinder Swindler. Yes, guys, if you haven't already checked out the Netflix series, the Tinder Swindler, you've definitely been missing, okay? Before we get into this, I want to ask my chat, and everyone here that's watching this, have you ever felt that you've been swindled in a relationship? Let me know. Let me go ahead. And also, I want to know how many of you guys are on actual dating sites. How many of my gods and goddesses are on dating sites? Let me know if you're checking this out live or if you're checking this out in the replay. I'm so curious to hear from you all, okay? So today we are going to be talking about this guy here, the Tinder Swindler. Before we get into this video, make sure if you haven't already, you hit that like and make sure you hit that subscribe button if this is your first time checking this out. So let's get straight into it. So for those of you who don't know what the Tinder Swindler is, I'm going to go ahead and give you a little backstory. So Netflix recently released a special called the Tinder Swindler, right? Basically, it's the story of this guy. His name is Simon. Simon is a very interesting character, to say the least, right? So let's get into it. Simon, they start off showing 3 different young ladies, okay? Each lady story is similar in a few ways, but there are some differences. They're similar because they all meet this guy, Simon, the guy you see on the screen. He portrays himself as a prince of the diamonds. I guess he says his father is owns a diamond company. I'm not going to get too detailed in it, so you guys can definitely check out this series. But basically, what ends up happening is he portrays himself on the app Tinder. He meets his victims. Yes, I'm going to say victims. They show 3 different ladies, and this is just the few, to say the least. That basically all meet this guy on the app. He portrays himself as a wealthy man, and then basically what happens is they find out he's really not. They find out that he is basically a scam artist, to say the least, okay? Now, what really stands out to me is because even though each lady's story is different, there is some similarities, okay? One thing I noticed is with Simon, he's really one of those type of people that's going to mirror you, right? With the first lady, she says that she was on the site and had 1,000 matches, okay? She meets this man, and on the first date, they match. This lady then goes and gets a message from him that same day, and he wants to meet her up for coffee. Now, a few things that stands out on this man's profile: he displays that he's rich. As you guys see on your screen there, if you look at him, he shows it off. And a lot of these women, especially her in particular, she stated that she was looking for someone to save her, right? Which is very interesting. To go on to the story, the first day she meets him, instantly, he's offering to take her on a plane ride, honey. He's offering her, he wants to fly her overseas. Red flag there, because first off, you just met this man. So I would be weary of anyone that just wants me to just take a trip with them instantly. Of course, she sleeps with him the first night. And, then he tells her this sob story, his enemies, basically, his enemies is fucking with him, basically. And, his accounts is frozen for security purposes. He needs her to send him some money. Okay. Here we go. Meanwhile, he just goes off and disappears. He meets the second young lady who, mind you, she's kind of well off for herself. She's not rich, but she lives with her parents, and she makes a nice amount. As a matter of fact, if you look at the lady on the left on your screen right now, she's the second lady, and the lady actually on the right is the first lady, the lady in the gray there. So the lady in the red is who I'm speaking about now. This lady, she actually is doing okay for herself. When she meets him, she takes her time. She meets him on the app. He seems to be everything that she wants. Eventually they meet. He's jet setting. Wait till y'all hear the story. He's taking her out. He's spending the coins, okay? What she doesn't know is that he's spending the lady in the white or the bluish gray colors coins to not just her, along with quite a few ladies, to finance her. Next thing you know, he tells her, they're going to get places together, and a couple months down the line, he's telling her same story. Oh, my enemies are messing with me. Oh, you know what I mean? I need some money for this. My account is frozen. She takes out a loan, and it ends up being a significant amount. Then there's the final lady. I guess you could say she was kind of like the main, I don't know. She's not up here, but her story is similar. She meets him at a fashion, some type of fashion store. She, you know, same story basically, child. Only difference between the third lady, she was smart, and we'll get into that, okay? So, let's get into where I see some commonalities at with all three ladies and where we can actually learn from as a collective. A few things that I seen these ladies do, and it was apparent on their profile, and I don't see just not me. Excuse me. Let me just back up a little bit. Before I get there, Simon has a pattern of meeting women and getting their money. These are not the only three ladies, okay? So keep in mind, he's done this before, okay? Now, with these three particular ladies, what I notice is, if you look at their Tinder profile, because they made a point to talk about these ladies' Tinder profile, they made a lot of information ready. So if someone was to come look at their profile, they'll basically know exactly what and how to approach them. And I wanted to point that out because even though these young ladies did this on Tinder, and you know, I seen a lot of people joking and laughing because Simon was a whole key. It was the audacity for me, child. We'll get to that later. A few things here we can take from this, right? A lot of people, and I've been a victim of this, sometimes when you haven't been in the dating field for a while, and then you come and date, you have a tendency, sometimes we want to just get straight to the point and let someone know what we're about, right? That can be a really bad thing. That's why anybody who's a client of mine who, you know, who's booked me for like a love reading, a love consultation, what I always tell you, you know, you're supposed to interview this person. You know, mystery is everything. Because when you meet someone, you meet their representative at first. And see, what these ladies did, and I see a lot of people do this in dating, they make themselves vulnerable to people to basically prey on them. You know, we could laugh at these ladies all we want, but how many of us have been swindled? If you've dated long enough, you've been swindled in some way. Maybe not money like these ladies, because let's get into it, child. Let me tell you about Mr. Simon, okay? He's got hundreds of thousands of dollars from these ladies. Oh, he's jet setting. He's living good, child. Got Hermes belts, Gucci loafers. He's doing it up. Meanwhile, not spending a coin. I said this on my social media. Simon is the epitome of that city girl song, I don't work jobs, bitch, I am a job. Oh, hell yes. That's definitely this guy here, okay? Meanwhile, none of these ladies are asking the questions that, you know, they should have asked. Okay, like the first young lady, right? The first young lady, she comes up in the game and she says that, oh, Simon tells her, oh, the police, you know, no, he didn't say the police. He said his enemies are coming to get him. He's wealthy. He has a lot of money. I need your help. This is my whole thing, right? Because these women automatically in their head wanted to help him and he sold them. When you watch the show, if you haven't already, you know what I'm talking about. He sold them, you know, I'm just this billionaire, but I just can't find anyone. That sad story. They were already in the mindset to believe him. And let's also keep in mind, if this man, we do have to keep in mind, no shade, but if this man was broke, I doubt these ladies would have did, at least especially the first one, I doubt a lot of these ladies would have put up with a lot of the shit that they put up with this guy, if you get what I'm saying. Like, for instance, sorry, y'all, I'm taking a sip of my Arizona tea. Whew. That kiwi strawberry be hitting. Okay. But like, for instance, right? With the first baby girl. if that man didn't have money and didn't appear to be a billionaire, would you have, and I'm not, no judgment, because C cannot judge, okay? But would you have slept with him, honestly, the first night? Let alone, not even slept with him. I'm gonna take away sleep, because I don't have no judgment. Would you have took a trip with the man you just met the first day if he didn't have money like that? You know, and this goes into, where do we hold our values? Sometimes we as people, and I'm not going to just put this on women because I see this happen with women and men. We change the goalposts for people depending on what we feel is valuable. And this is a prime example. Like, I was watching Melanated Crowns, right? She had an amazing video on ASAP Rocky and Rihanna, and she made a point where she was saying, make sure you guys check out her channel too. She was talking about how there was a group of women who were basically, you know, upset because they felt like Rihanna dated down. She should have dated the billionaire boyfriend that she had versus ASAP Rocky, based on, basically, it was about the coin. And it was some other nuances, but basically they felt that the billionaire would have been better because he had more money. Not to mention, right, people don't realize this, the billionaire allegedly was in like or had allegations of terroristic things going on. Maybe she didn't want to date him for that. But I say all that to say, sometimes we as people, we put value into things like money, status, and we automatically think that makes a person a good person. And that's not necessarily the case. You know what I mean? And I say all that to say, with these ladies, this is just me. I could be wrong. I don't think they would have put up with a lot of the shit if they felt like this man was broke. I also want to point out too that sometimes we can see things, you know, they say through rose-colored glasses. There was a point where one of the young ladies, it was clearly laid out for her, but she just didn't want to believe it. And that goes into dating. And I can tell you myself, we'll get to my swindle story at the end, but I've been there where you want to see the person for their potential and not for who they truly are. You know what I mean? So you start to lie and you begin to lie to yourself. You know, this is just me. If it was me and that man came to me and said, you know, oh, I need money because this and this is happening, I would have said, why can't you ask your dad? If he's supposed to be this Prince of Diamonds and his dad owns this company, any other person, I don't want to say sane person because I'm not trying to be judgmental, because like I said, I've done stupid stuff, right? But a person who is really grounded, and not only grounded, a person who really has a sense of self and a sense of worth, you wouldn't be able to run that past them, because they would have said, okay, why can't you ask your daddy? Why can't you ask your daddy? You get what I'm saying? And then, you know what this fool did? Child, before we get into this, guys, hit that like button. Hit that like button if you here, guys. Hit that like button, because this story like really took me out. This is where the audacity comes in at, right? Our good friend Simon had the freaking nerve to get mad when the women stopped sending him money. Oh, are you shocked? No. But he had the nerve to threaten these women. Oh my gosh. It was so funny. If you listen to the voicemails, I don't want to give it away. I want you guys to really check this out, so you can have so we can have a discussion. Has anyone in the chat checked this out? What are your thoughts on this? This is the prime example of though, ignoring your intuition. A lot of those women, they saw red flags from the beginning, but see, they ignored it and they wanted to really make this person be something that there wasn't. I always tell people, when you meet someone and you know you're attracted to this person, something, whether it's the good or the bad, whether it's your angels or your demons, they mix. You know, Simon only could play on a certain type of individuals. You get what I'm saying? He wouldn't have been able to do that to someone who really had, I don't want to say had a purpose, but really knew themselves and knew their worth, if that makes sense. Okay? So, let's go ahead and talk about my swindle story, okay? Let's talk about it, because I don't want to keep you guys on so too long. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know. Mine wasn't necessarily Tinder. I am married now. I'll be, shout out to the hubby. I'll be married 6 years tomorrow, guys. So tomorrow I'm celebrating my anniversary. But okay, before that, C had a life, right? Okay, boom, we established that. So let me tell you about my swindle story. And I invited my bestie on here because I wanted her to be in the chat. I don't know if she's listening right now because she remembers this story. So, back in the day, picture it. I could myself have been swindled before, okay? And this is one of those situations where I myself can say what I did wrong in the situation. I was dating the guy. We're going to call him Darrell. Okay? So when I first met Darrell, he had to do some work for me, okay? I had work to be done basically on my car. And, you know, and I reached out to a friend and they suggested to me a mechanic they knew, right? So when I first met this person, you know, I'm the type of person, when you date me, I'm not going to sit up here and act like I'm like, oh, you got to buy me Gucci bags, you got to do this, you got to do that. But when I am dating someone, you know, I'm not going to just be, I don't believe in like 50-50 on no date. That's just me. And I don't believe in, this is just me. I don't believe in, you know, trying to prove to you that I'm Miss Independent. That's not what I'm looking for in a date. And I wasn't like that then. This is even when I didn't fully know my worth. I did know that, honey. Okay. So, you know, unless I'm with the person, okay? So when I first met this person, you know, they did some work for me and we vibed out. They seemed cool. They made it seem like, you know, I'm a business owner. You know, I'm not rich, but, you know, I do have my line of services. I have my own place. I'm moving. I'm in the transition, this, and that, right? Cool, right? I was dating this person. I think at the time I was staying with a family member at that time. But to give you some context, I haven't been in a relationship between that time probably in quite a few years. So at that time, I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't want to say desperate, but yeah, a bitch was desperate. Let's be real. This was before I knew my worth. This was a time where, you know what I mean, I really was coming out of solitude between my last relationship and this relationship. So, you know, first we're dating, everything seemed cool, you know. This person is spending money, buying dresses. Me and my homegirl, because my homegirl was dating his friend. That's why I want my homegirl to come on here. You know, we going out to bars, going out to places, buying me clothes, this, and that. Well, what I didn't know is, this person really was low-key in the beginning kind of keeping a secret life because they were transitioning between getting kicked out from their ex because they did some foul stuff, and they was really, you know how you hear those people who they say they call them what is they call? What do they call them? Those hobo relationships. You know those guys or those girls that's looking for a place to stay or a place to lay their head, so they jump into a relationship. Yeah, this was basically like that type of person. Okay, so so you know, first things were going good, you know, until they weren't. Now, I'm not going to lie to you, there was some red flags, because on my end, when we dated, I never went back to this person's place for a while. It wasn't until they fully moved out of their ex place that I actually went to their home. Secondly, this person really, honestly, was just looking for it. I'm not saying they didn't rock with me, but when you look at it, I wasn't what they wanted. That's what I'm gonna put it as. They had other interests sexually. That's what I'm going to say. This person really, when I tell you guys, it's so funny. When I tell you guys, this person didn't have no money. This person was homeless, okay? And when your girl found out, it took me a while. I did not want to face the fact at first. I say all that to say I was swindled before. I've been there before. But it took that relationship for me to really do some self-discovery on myself and really had to understand, like, wait a minute, you running around doing all this for this person. First off, they don't even want you. Second off, this person don't even got it like that. And you know what happened after I built this person up? Look what they did. They moved on to the next person and leashed off of them, okay? So that's a little bit of the story without giving it away too much. I hope you guys enjoyed this live. Don't forget, guys, to make sure you guys join me tomorrow for our astrology. We will be pulling some cards for the collective. I will be coming on a little early here because I will be celebrating my anniversary tomorrow. So make sure you guys look out for that. I hope this video really, really resonated with you all. Also, guys, if you do need assistance with attracting love and you need assistance with, this is only for people, I would say, who have problems in the love department. This is for people who really wants to do the work. This is for those who, you know, you may just have been out there and you just don't know what it is, what's wrong. I do have a service just for you. Make sure you guys look it up on my site, but this is only for those who are serious. So don't come over here if you ain't serious, okay? All right, guys and goddesses. So until then, all my guys and goddesses, don't forget to always rock your crown. See you tomorrow. Peace.
Yeah.